Did you know that you need a budget to replace all wires, cables, and accessories for the longevity of your home theater? Did you also know that one must calculate the display and sitting space to balance a perfect viewing experience? Well, these are a few of the mistakes we make when we set up home theaters. For today's video, we share 5 home theater mistakes to avoid 2022. Home theater setup ideas. Number 5. Display size. The consensus is that one buys the display that makes their pictures lifelike. This assertion means that the home theater projector or TV might have to be huge. However, some considerations come with that. For every display size, the distance for viewing must be 1.6 times more. Thus, suppose you bought a 55-inch television, you must put your seating arrangement approximately 88 inches away. Meanwhile, the resolution you are watching from also determines your viewing distance. The farther you are from the display, the less exciting your viewing experience gets with resolutions. For example, a 10-feet viewing distance cancels out the high resolution. From that distance, one cannot tell the difference between a 720p and 1080p HDTV. Hence, get the right measurements of the available width, length, and height, and compare them with the display you need to ensure you get a superb movie viewing experience. Aside from a distance, the lighting in a room can distract the viewing experience. Later, we will tell you the display to window coordination and how to shop for a less reflective TV. Number 4. Speakers. If we did a home theater room tour, you would know that people have millions stored in their setups. The video equipment costs a fortune. Most people are comfortable having that. However, they may struggle to invest in excellent speakers. The subwoofers and loudspeakers make everything complete. Working speakers are basically the core of a home theater. Otherwise, we will all watch movies from the TV volume. The speakers can be floor standers, boxes, spherical shapes, or bookshelf types. In fact, the size depends on the size of your room. On the one hand, tiny speakers might not be an excellent fit if one needs a large room filled with great sound. On the other hand, large floor-standing speakers in a tiny living room might be uncomfortable and unnecessary. Why don't you try the speakers out before you buy them to know how well you like their sound? Number 3. Room lighting. For projectors, the darker, the better. For TVs, a semi-lit room could hold for them, but they could do without lights. It is important never to place your display opposite a window. Moreover, the windows need to close without passing light through them when it is time to watch movies. Note that not all TV screens are smooth and reflective. Some have matte and anti-reflective surfaces that can stop reflections from windows and lights. However, most of them have extra glass for protection that could distract the viewing experience with unnecessary reflections. How does one try this out when buying a TV? Well, in the showrooms, ask for bright lights and stand to the sides of the TV to see the reflection rate and its reaction to the lit conditions. In addition, you can ask the salespersons to change the TV mode from vivid or torch mode, their usual exhibiting mode, to others that are more home-friendly to decide. If you have found your TV and sound, maybe it is time to assemble the ideal home theater. But what happens when you can't? Shortly, we will talk about whom to call if it is evident that you need help setting up your theater experience. Number 2. Cables. Home theater ideas might carefully leave out any talk of cables. Sometimes people even assume that all the cables come with the equipment. Perhaps we might have to tell you that you need a separate budget for all the cables and accessories you require. All the cheap and thin cables attached to your equipment must be replaced. Find cables that are at least 6 gauges thick. Some people spend up to $600 to replace the cables and accessories alone. These expensive cables will last longer and protect your components from electric damage. Furthermore, the various safety hardware and mounting components must be budgeted for. A TV comes with its stand but must be secured into the stand or wall. Those are all worth some bills. Our cable guy says he will give us free cables and accessories if we hit 1,000 people from this video to subscribe. Help us reach our goal, please. Number 1. Experts. Sometimes the instructions are clear in the manual, but you might still be confused. You could be wondering which speaker is left or right. Truth be told, I have never correctly worn a pair of earbuds in their right ears. Therefore, I cannot help you determine the speaker connections. If you have bought the right display size at the right distance, use the proper cables, and still have problems, you might have to call an installer. You have already bought the right equipment, so allowing an inaccuracy to ruin your home theater experience will be a waste of investment. Home theater installers are not so expensive, and they can transform your nightmare into a daydream. All they need is one house call to assist you set things off the ground. For our next video, we will compare the displays for a home theater. If you have been confused about it, watch how to build a home theater. TV versus projector, which is best for your home.